You've likely spent months replaying the end of the relationship like a confession. You list your failures, analyze your blind spots, and obsess over every warning sign you talked yourself out of. Underneath that analysis is a heavy assumption. You ask yourself what they saw in you, convinced they identified a specific fragility or a low self-esteem that marked you as a target. There is another possibility. What if the thing that got you selected is something real and powerful, the very same quality you've been apologizing for ever since? Predatory behavior always begins with a careful scan. In 1981, two researchers set up a camera on a busy stretch of pavement in New York City to see how that scan actually functions. Betty Grayson and Morris Stein filmed dozens of pedestrians going about their normal day, walking to work, crossing the street, carrying groceries. None of them knew they were being watched. Researchers took that silent footage into a prison and showed it to men convicted of violent assault against strangers. They asked the inmates a simple question: which of these people would you pick? The inmates reached a chilling consensus, flagging 20 people as easy targets within a glance. They ignored body size and outward fear. They looked for a specific lack of congruence, a stride a little too long, a foot that lifted and dropped instead of flowing, or a walk where the whole body looked slightly out of sync. A 2013 follow-up in a maximum security penitentiary found that inmates who scored highest on the manipulative core of psychopathy were the most accurate at identifying these markers. To a predator, those physical hitches signal a person who is elsewhere, reachable, someone whose guard is down because they are busy carrying a massive, invisible load. A manipulator in a relationship runs this same scan. They just do it with better manners.
They start with an audition. They might ask a small favor earlier than a stranger should, or change plans at the last minute to see if you rearrange your life around theirs. They drop a stinging comment followed by a smile, measuring whether you push back or swallow the insult to keep the peace. On the map of personality, two traits make a target irresistible: high agreeableness, the tendency to value harmony and assume good faith, and high conscientiousness. Understanding and caring run on two separate neurological engines, and in some people, only one of them functions. Cognitive empathy is the mechanical ability to model exact what another person is feeling. It allows a predator to map your fear and finish your sentences. Affective empathy is the part that aches when you ache. In a manipulator, this system runs cold. This split allows them to mirror your dreams and match your oldest wounds. It creates a vivid sense of being known, which your nervous system mistakes for care. That early recognition is a hunter learning the shape of the trap. Accuracy is not affection. Your highest integrity was the actual target. The ability to read a mood and soothe chaos is often a survival skill learned in a volatile childhood. You came out of those environments fluent in emotional labor. In a toxic dynamic, you lean into that fluency. You over-explain your needs and apologize for things that require no apology, training yourself to take up less room. This creates a business running at a catastrophic loss. You confuse a steady drain of your resources with romantic devotion. Even now, you might be defending them or wondering if you were too much. That instinct to carry their side of the story is the final proof of the conscientiousness that got you selected. Protection comes from adding a gate to your empathy, rather than burning the empathy down. Empathy without a boundary is a resource for others to harvest. You can run a diagnostic test at any time by delivering one small, honest no. Hold it firm without a paragraph of justification. People who value you will survive your boundaries. A manipulator will experience that no as a betrayal and make you pay for it in coldness or crisis. You don't need to learn to read people. You already do. The work ahead is simply giving yourself permission to trust what you already saw.